And we back. Now today we're doing our very last wheel rebuilding challenge here on NBA 2K19. I know it is a sad day because y'all love the wheel rebuilds, but just know when 2K20 drop, do I need to tell y'all what's gonna happen when 2K20 drop? Well, anyway, I thought that since this is the very last one, we should go out with an absolute bang. So in today's video, we're doing the wheel of wheels. I'll explain that a little bit later, but first I have to tell you that this video is brought to you by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is your all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. So here is our wheel of wheels. Seems pretty simple, doesn't it? Well, I promise you it's a lot deeper than that, because on this wheel, we have things like wheel of alphabet, and then attached is a wheel with every letter of the alphabet. Then we have wheel of PPG. Then attached is the wheel of every point average this year. Then we have wheel of NBA draft. And then attached we have all 60 NBA draft spots. So for every single time we're trying to pick a player, we're basically gonna have to spin 2 different wheels to get that player. I asked on Twitter what are some things we could add to this list, so some of y'all fans made it in today's video. Thank you very much for helping the cause. But let's get to our first official spin. Now I must say that everything is going to be landed on once. It's just about which order we're getting into it. And first one is wheel of NBA draft. So of course there are 60 picks in the NBA draft. So many picks that this wheel, you can't even see what number you landed on. So right here, we can land on 60, we can land on 1. We won't know until it's officially completely done spinning. And we have to pick somebody that was drafted 22nd in the NBA draft. All right, so here are all the people that were drafted 22nd. We have Grant Williams from this year, Chandler Hutchison from last year, Jared Allen, Malachi Richardson, Bobby Portis, Kenneth Faried is down on the list. We got Courtney Lee, Jared Dudley. So what we're going to do, we're going to tally up how many people on this list are still active and ask Siri to help us out. And the total is 9. Hey Siri, pick a number 1 through 9.
A random number between 1 and 9 is 6.
So the 6th person is, so it would have been Jordan Adams, but I just checked my 2K19 and he is not in the game. So we're going to have to go with Mason Plumlee. Not a bad first person. I'm telling you, it could have been a lot worse. Mason Plumlee, welcome to the team. Second spin is going to get us wheel of bench warmers. Shout out to Risk Outlaws for being the one to suggest this one. So we have a wheel of every single NBA team. We're going to spin this, and then we're going to go in 2K and pick up their worst player because he is a bench warmer. So let's see who it is, and it has to be an active player, not somebody on a 2-way contract or in the G League. And it's going to be the worst player on the New York Knicks. So the Knicks' worst player is Ignas Brazdeikis. I'm not completely sure if I'm saying that right, but I will learn it eventually. So Ignas, welcome to the team. Another situation where it could have been a lot worse. A 71 overall bench warmer, pretty good. Spin number 3 is wheel of points per game. All right, so here we have, of course, every point per game that was average. Now the way this is gonna work, if we land on 3, we have to tally up all the people that average between 3 points and 3.9. Anything that started with a 3. That's single digits, of course. So hopefully we get a high number because the higher the number, the better the player, usually. And we're going to get 28. And the only player in the NBA to average anything that started with 28 was Paul George. Thank you. Added my first star to the team. The wheel has been doing me decent so far, I gotta say that. Spin number 4 of the video is wheel of alphabet. Spin this, and it's of course going by last name. So who would it be? What letter are we getting? We're getting S. So according to the official NBA list, there are 39 NBA players whose last names start with an S. We got some of my favorites like Pascal Siakam, and we have some pretty good players like Ben Simmons. So let's see what number we get. Hey Siri, pick a number 1 through 39.
A random number between 1 and 39 is 1.
Is 1, which is Domantas Sabonis at the top of the list. I gotta say, so far in the wheel of wheels, we're doing pretty good. Let's keep up this good luck. I know it's gonna fade eventually, But hopefully it doesn't. As we get Wheel of Birthdays. So here we have all 12 months, and then we have another wheel that has, of course, all of the days between 1, 30, sometimes 28 if we talk in February. So let's see what month. Now, I don't know NBA players' birthday, so this could be something great or it could be something terrible, and we're getting June. We'll see what June brings. Now, the month of June, there are 30 days. Now, this is not an exact science now. We could land on one of these days and not a single active NBA player were born there, and if that's the case, we'll spin again and get a different number. So, what birthday will we get? June 21st. June 21st. Fine players. We have JaMychal Green and Thaddeus Young. New Bull, Thaddeus Young. So, Siri. I said, hey Siri. Pick a number, 1 or 2.
A random number between 0 and 100 is 20.
Now, do you hear me ask her to pick 1 through 100? Because I could have swore I said 1 or 2. Hey, Siri, pick a number between 1 and 2.
A random number between 1 and 2 is 1.
It's 1, which gives us JaMychal Green. Now, you're asking Kenny, why ain't you do Ronnie Price? Ronnie Price ain't had an NBA job since 2017, so I don't know why he's still bolded as an active player. And in 2017, he averaged 1 point per game. Another not terrible NBA player. Shout out to Caleb for that suggestion. Next one is Wheel of Salaries from Daniel. So this wheel has a lot of different numbers on it because a lot of different players make different salaries. So we have less than 1 million this year. Remember, we're talking about this year, not overall salaries, because I know some players sign 4-year, $200 million deals or something like that. We're talking about this year alone. As you can see, I got pretty tired of putting a dollar sign before. Anyway, let's see what number we get. Now, usually the higher number means the better player, but you do got some players that are extremely overpaid. 20 million. Could be amazing. Okay, so there's literally one NBA player. There's only one NBA player that is making anything that starts at 20 million this year, and that is Malcolm Brogdon. Another time the wheel does us great. There it is, Malcolm Brogdon. Welcome to the team. So we're gonna pause the video to talk about our sponsor, Squarespace, a little bit more. So as you may remember, I had an entire sports blog named The Foul Shot. And that entire sports blog was built with Squarespace. And no, I had no experience with creating websites, but Squarespace makes it super simple for you and I to create whatever we want. Now you can use Squarespace for more than just sports blogging. If there's a store that you want to create, Squarespace can do that. If there's pictures you want to show the world, Squarespace can do that. Or if there's an invitation you want to create, Squarespace can do that. The options are limitless. One of my favorite features was that Squarespace had an entire analytics page. I can look at it and see how many people were visiting my site on a daily, which articles they were reading, and so on and so forth. As mentioned, this is an all-in-one platform. You can purchase your domains directly from Squarespace itself. So head over to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your website, go to squarespace.com/KOT4Q for 10% off your first purchase. I'm excited. We only have a few more spins left, but we got our good luck and it is still going as we do Wheel of Teams. Now, the way this is going to work, we're going to spin the wheel between all 30 teams. And then we're going to ask Siri to pick a number 1 through 15. If she says 1, we get the best player. If she says 15, we get their worst player, all right? So let's see what team it will be. Hopefully they give us a star. We got a star. I'm getting a little spoiled here. We're getting the Clippers. Now this could be interesting because if we get Paul George again, we're going to have to re-roll it. Hey Siri, pick a number 1 through 15.
A random number between 1 and 15 is 14.
Which means I'm getting basically their worst player. And according to the roster I'm using, their worst player is Matthias Lessort from France, apparently. Had no idea, don't know who he is, but he's on the team. Second to worst player on the Clippers. Let's get that hot streak back going because the French guy, he's not making a rotation. Next, we have Wheel of States. Now, we have done Wheel of States on this channel a few times, so I had to add it to the list for good old time's sake. And here we are. Every state that has at least produced one current NBA player. Y'all know we ain't got none of the Dakotas. Places like that. Idaho. Places like that. But everybody has to be from somewhere, right? So each one of these teams or each one of these states could give us a star player, right? We're getting Tennessee. Let's see what Tennessee has to offer. Okay, we got players like Corey Brewer, who's a bit out of his prime. Oh boy, this is not very good. This is not good at all. We got Lou Williams, so that's solid. So there's a total of about 10 of them, okay? Hey Siri. I said, hey Siri. One second. Hey Siri. Pick a number 1 through 10.
A random number between 1 and 10 is 7.
The Tank Commander, Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne. Oh man, I thought I was gonna be done with Cameron Payne once the Bulls got rid of him, but no, he finds his way into my video. Well, there's 5 more things here. Let's see which one is next. Wheel of Old Players. So this wheel has the 15 oldest players in the NBA, which is funny because you want to know who's the 16th oldest person in the NBA? LeBron. So I was this close to being able to put LeBron on the list, but we had to do 15. On this list, we have, of course, Vince Carter, Jamal Crawford, Udonis Haslem, Pau Gasol, JJ Redick, JJ Barea. We got some old NBA players here. None of them even really that good because we're there. Oh, and we're getting Marcin Gortat, who hasn't been in the league since last year, but it was just rumors that the Lakers were looking at him, but they decided to take up Dwight Howard. So Marcin don't end up on the Lakers, but he ends up on our team. Wheel of Old Players, not terrible. Shout out to whoever suggested that. Next, Wheel of Randomizer. Now this is my favorite one. So we're on random.org, and in this little blank spot, we have a list of every single current NBA player according to the NBA official website. That does include rookies, by the way. And what we're going to do is hit this little old button here that says randomize, and the first NBA player name that we see is the one that's going to be added to our team, right? So hit the button. It's going to be Cam Johnson, New Phoenix Sun. Cam Johnson, they said that boy can shoot the ball, shoot the pill, so I'm excited to have him on my team, even though he'll probably get traded. It is a rebuilding challenge, you know. 3 left. Maybe that one wasn't my favorite because there's one on this list that's literally named Wheel of My Favorite. Shout out to ASAP Carp for this one. So here we have a wheel of my favorite player from every single NBA team. And here we have some, well, actually, most of them are not very great. You know, I don't think I added a single superstar player. Even though I do love the superstars, I didn't want to give myself an easy superstar. So we have players like Matthew Dellavedova as my favorite player from the Cleveland Cavaliers. We have players like Isaiah Thomas, my favorite player from the Washington Wizards. Or we have a player like Kelly Oubre, my favorite player from the Suns. So we're going to spin this wheel and see who we get. Now, there are good players on here, too. Don't get me wrong. It's not all bad players or average players. We get Nickeil Alexander-Walker, incoming rookie. I saw him at Summer League, and I was like, you know what? I like that guy. I like his cousin, too, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But we also had Derrick Rose on this list. We had Bobby. But we end up with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I think it's like our 3rd or 4th rookie of the video. We have 2 left. So this is the last spin, because we don't need to spin if it's only one thing on the list. And it is Wheel of Jersey Numbers. So many jerseys are worn every year, so much so that you don't even see the official number that's on the little wheel. But we get a jersey number 37, and that's 2 players. Semi Ojeleye or Kostas Antetokounmpo. Semi Ojeleye or Kostas Antetokounmpo. All right, let's see what Siri says. Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 2.
A random number between 1 and 2 is 1.
We get an Antetokounmpo brother. All right, we can maybe use him to... Nope, we're not going to sign Giannis. So Kostas is the best we're going to get. And last but not least, let's just do the spin. Wheel of Draft Class. So on here we have, of course, every single draft class, at least that has current players, all the way back to like 2003, because there are some players from 2003 that are still active. So let's see which draft class we will get. Hopefully it's something good. We're getting 2009. Now 2009 was a decade ago, so a lot of people that were maybe drafted then no longer in the league. So we'll see how this goes. So again, the second wheel has 1 through 60. So we're gonna spin this, and something tells me we're gonna land on a number that doesn't have an active NBA player from 2009. It's going to be the 25th pick. Let's see who that was. The 25th pick was Rodney Beaubois, who is, of course, no longer in the league. Now, let's see who's in this draft class. We got Blake Griffin, James Harden, Tyreek Evans is not in the NBA anymore, Ricky Rubio, Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan. So this draft class got some hitters, but the 25th overall pick was not one of them. So we have to respin. Now, get us Steph Curry, get us James Harden, give us Blake Griffin. All of those I'll accept. I accept all of those. 31. Jeff Avers, or Avery, I know he played for the Spurs for a little bit, but not on the list, dog. So what I will do, I'm going to look at all the current players, and I'm going to put together my own little wheel of current players from this draft class. All right, so here are all the active players from 2009. We got players all the way like Patty Mills, who were drafted late second round, Danny Green, Pat Bev, Dante Cunningham. So shout out to all these players for having longevity in their career and staying active. And we're going to get James Joey. Did I have a stroke when I typed that? That's James Johnson, y'all. So James Johnson is the last official player added to our list. So let's get to rebuilding. So here's our roster, y'all. Not terrible, not great, not terrible either. It could have been a lot worse. We got some trade pieces. Malcolm Brogdon's a decent trade piece. He's relatively young in his NBA career. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has crazy trade value. Definitely a piece we're gonna have to move. Cam Johnson, 2.5 stars. Kostas Antetokounmpo, 2 stars. And Brazdeikis, 2 stars. I like it. So y'all know the drill around here. We're gonna see if there's a team that's willing to sell us their best player. Paul George need a running mate, but every team is well, buying or rebuilding. So is there a rebuilding team? I don't know why the Boston Celtics are always rebuilding to start off the videos. It makes absolutely 0 sense to me, but I'm going to fall for the trap. I'm going to trade for Kevin Love in this video. I feel like he can redeem himself in my heart in the very last rebuilding challenge of 2K19 wheel challenge. But that is too much. I'm not giving you my 3.5 star player for that. I'm not giving you Malcolm Brogdon either. So what I will do, I'm going to give you a bunch, maybe not a bunch, but an okay amount of picks. Like, come on, he don't even have trade value for y'all. Y'all don't even want him. I got to make up $8 million. Is there a bad contract here that I can sell? Not really. I mean, Mason Plumlee is a very quality NBA player, but we don't necessarily need him right now. So I'll throw in Mason Plumlee for y'all, and we'll give y'all our first round pick this year. That was pretty simple. Who do we give them? Hold on. Who do we give them again? I think it was James Johnson, our enforcer. That's fine. That's fine. See, that first round pick don't mean nothing to me because it's a 1-year challenge, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to make the championship and win it. So I want to use Nickeil Alexander-Walker to get a big-time point guard as well. And I would like a better defending center than Sabonis and Kevin Love together. So those are my 2 plans right now, and we're going to see who we can go out there and snag. So DeAndre Jordan hasn't been a very great defender the past couple years, but I feel like if we bring him onto the team, he can revitalize his old defensive greatness. So DeAndre Jordan is going to be our starting our starting center. And of course, I'm going to have Sabonis come off the bench. Even though Sabonis has a higher overall, he's more fit for a 6-man role anyway. So now Marcin Gortat, for some reason, still has a pretty high overall at 76. I'll take that and trade that. I can trade for Buddy Hield right now. They just want Cam Johnson, the first round pick, and Marcin. That's a deal. That's a deal. So now I have a dilemma because I really like Buddy Hield, and I don't need Malcolm Brogdon anymore. You know what I'm saying? I could trade Malcolm Brogdon and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, probably get like an elite or close to elite point guard. So let's try that out. Malcolm Brogdon, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and the future first round pick, Larry Market and Zach LaVine. Justice Winslow. Oh, maybe not great trades. Not great trades. So what I will do is build my own. I saw that the Celtics were selling, right? And not selling, they were rebuilding. Sorry, they were rebuilding, right? I got to make up $9 million. Honestly, if we're getting Kemba, I don't mind throwing in DeAndre Jordan. Even though I literally just picked them up. You get assets, you flip them, right? So you give us back Brad Wanamaker. Y'all see he's valuable, and I understand that. We give y'all 2 first-round picks, 3 first-round picks, and Kemba Walker is now on the team. All right. Was that a bit overpay for Kemba Walker? Probably, but we still got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We now have Harry Giles on the team, too, in that Buddy Hield trade. So that's cool. But now we can officially trade Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And he's got good trade value. At this point, I need to get back to a defensive center. I'm trading for Drummond. Kevin Love, I'm sorry. You lasted 3 minutes in this video. I'm sorry. I have to trade him. I can't get myself to pay for Kevin Love. I tried to do it. I tried, but I can't. So Drummond is now our center, and now I'll put Domantas Sabonis as our starting power forward because Domantas Sabonis, of course, has the ability to knock down the open shot outside of the, he can hit the 3 ball. So that's cool. He's actually going to get a starting job. So it's Kemba, Buddy, Paul George, Sabonis, and Drummond. Off the bench, we still have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who I'm trying to find a good trade for. And I think it's a perfect time to do that. He can get us a piece that can be our elite scorer off the bench or whoever our leader is off the bench. We just got Langston Galloway in the trade. Put those two together. The marksman, Jaylen Brown. Dennis Smith Jr. now for Payne. We don't need those 2 point guards. Y'all know what trade I'm going to do. Oh, this trade's not terrible, though. This gives us much needed depth, though. Like, of course, I'm going to do the Larry Marketing trade because he's the best player available right now. But this gives us a backup shooting guard and a backup power forward, which we can really use. So trade number 13 is one I'm actually looking at a bunch. D-Rose, y'all know I love D-Rose, but it's not the time or the place for it. I think this is our deal. Malik Beasley and Jeremy Grant, because we actually don't have a backup shooting guard at all. And Jeremy Grant, our backup power forward, we don't have one at all. So we're fitting the need, man. As much as I would love to bring in the marksman, we had to go with what fits best with what we need. So our starting lineup is cool. Off the bench, we have Jeremy Grant and Malik Beasley. And lastly, I need to find a backup point guard that can get minutes other than Brad Wanamaker. And it's going to be TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell's now coming to the team to be that backup point guard. So what we're going to do is we can fit what system? Space and pace. We can fit perimeter centric or balance. So let's go find a new coach that has some pretty good ratings. Space and pace from Roy Williams. Are we talking like legendary coach Roy Williams? Legendary coach Mike Conception? Coach K. Coach K. You know who I meant. Nobody can pronounce his name except for him. Then we got Gino. Whoever made this draft class, and I think it's the same guys from the video before, they really put a lot of effort in the coaches. I don't hate that. Like Bill Self is here. Even though I'm sure a lot of these guys will never take an NBA job, they really love their college jobs. Like John Calipari, he had his time as an NBA coach, but it didn't work out. So I think he'll always stay in college, but he could prove me wrong, I guess. But like I can look at this all day. Malik Allen, James Posey. James Posey can be an NBA coach. Popeye Jones. Igor's there, he just got 5. Mark Price. Y'all really sat here and spent hours creating coaches. I mean, that's cool. All right, let me find a coach that fits. I'm sorry. I just got very distracted. Let's go ahead and get Roy Williams there. Legendary college coach Roy Williams is now coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, man. Like, never would happen, but we live in the fictional world. Anyway, Sabonis, I want him to start. I want Sabonis to start. And Harry Giles, Malik Beasley, TJ McConnell. I love our team. We're going to simulate and see how many wins we get. So we end up being a 68-win team. Anthony Davis won MVP. Zion Rookie of the Year. Nobody on our team seems to get an award. We didn't even get Coach of the Year, even though we got more wins than that Lakers team. So they really disrespected. Who we have? Roy Williams, right? They really disrespected Roy Williams. Is it because he's a rookie? They disrespected him because he's a rookie? Anybody on the Memphis Grizzlies making All-NBA team? No. So we were the best team in the league. No All-NBA players, though. Let's see our stats. Paul George averaged about 22. A little bit different than his 28 points per game that he averaged last season. But, he's playing alongside Kemba Walker, Buddy Hield, Drummond, Sabonis. He got a little more help this time around. So we won 68 of them games. All right, so let's see how this goes. I'm going to shorten the rotation. Everybody on fire except for Kemba for some reason. The Kemba end the season off terribly. 6 for 17 in the loss. I guess that's not very good. We're going to get San Antonio. in the first round. I'm pretty confident that we can get out of this round without losing the game. Just, nope. So I forgot. We're going against Greg Popovich. What did I think? I was going to sweep Pop? Nah, that's just not how it goes. But we can eliminate him, though. We can eliminate him, though. And we do. Simple. Next round is either Golden State or Denver. And it's the Warriors. They come back. They were down like 3-1 or 3-2. And they brought it back because Klay Thompson decided he wanted to hit 7 threes in a game 7. They held the Nuggets to 9 points in the fourth quarter. That's some extreme defense. It's not happening against us, though. Game 1 is a dub. Look at that. You can't hold us to single-digit points in an entire quarter. We have too many weapons. That time we lost. But it wasn't because they held us to single digits. Game 3 is a W for us. Game 4, we go up 3-1. And we don't lose these conference finals. Let's go, Memphis. Let's get this first championship for Memphis. Game 1 against the Clips. Remember, we got Paul George, so we ain't got to worry about them. They got Ja, though. That's how we got Paul George. They got Ja. Game 2, they won by 4. Patrick Beverley, Chicago's own. 8 threes. That's not like him at all. Oh, hold on. We lost by 3 this time around. I'm not letting this get too far. We are going against what team again? We're going against the Clips. All right. So what I need to do is to make sure we always, and I mean always, have our best defender, which is Paul George, and their best player, which is Kawhi Leonard. Now, in this type of matchup, y'all, we need to have our big man dominate. You know what I'm saying? We need our big man to dominate. And we need to crash the glass offensively and defensively. We are bigger than they are. Actually, I still want Paul George to be the one option. We are bigger than they are. So we should be able to out-rebound this team. Game, whatever this is a W. There he is. There's my defender holding Kawhi Leonard to 12 points. Drummond, 14 boards. Perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. Come on, let's take this series lead right here. Game 5. Yes. A close one, but we close it out, hopefully, in Game 6. And we do. NBA championship, here we come. Now, we're going against the Raptors, who for some reason, even though they don't have Kawhi anymore, they still ended up in the championship. Like they do that often here in 2K. Game 1 against the Raptors is a loss. Kyle Lowry with a great Game 1. We're not expecting that to happen more than once. Yeah, look at those 20-point games for 3 of our starters. Game 3. Wow. OT loss. Game 4. Let's go. Do not blow these. Why do we always blow them out? Any close game we lose, but we blow everything out. Look at that. It's all blowouts. The minute it's a close game, we just fold, huh? Close out the series, and we do. Paul George averages 25, 9.5, and 6.8 in the finals. And look at that. The elimination game, we destroyed them. That is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Also, thank you to Squarespace again for sponsoring it. This was a blast. The Wheel of Rebuilds, the entire series or the entire year was incredible, and I appreciate everybody to this point. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave it a like. This has been Kenny. I'll be back. Peace.